The types of projects a designer will create, no matter the medium, is broken down into three categories: editorial, advertising, and branding. As mentioned in the first week's lecture, editorial seeks to inform, advertising seeks to persuade, and brand identity is meant to introduce. Today, we're going to cover branding. Every company wants to form a relationship with you, the consumer. They feel that identifying with a company will inspire brand loyalty and keep you as a customer for life. Branding and the material that is part of the branding provide a consistent and cohesive identity for the company. For instance, you look at a package and you see the red Target symbol. You know where the product came from. This causes you to make assumptions based on quality and value based on your relationship to the company itself. Branding comes in many forms, and one aspect is the logo. But it doesn't end there. It's the business card, letterhead, and envelope. It's the company's website and mobile app. It's the packaging that appears in stores. Customer service is part of the brand too. How you are greeted at the store or where you make return determines the last impression you have of the company. For this type of project, the emphasis on consistency is not a small one. You want to build recognition or brand equity for the company, and that means the consumer should be reminded of the company with every message they receive. I'm not going to lie, this is one of the most difficult projects to undertake because so much research goes into it, and the risks are so high. That is why we dedicated 2 classes to the studies of logos and branding, and these are to come later in this folio. Instead, for this lecture and this week's project, we're going to focus in on packaging. Grids within branding can be tricky because there are many examples of utilization of all types of grids available. For instance, logos are created on a grid system with a ratio of 2:3. The Apple logo uses the golden ratio within their logo. Business cards can follow a 2-column grid. Websites have multiple grid layouts. You will find the rule of thirds in packaging. The key moving forward isn't deciding whether it should have a grid, but rather what kind you should start working with. When we moved from a production-driven society to a consumption-driven one, packaging design became an essential part of that evolution. Designing for packaging is more than considering the size of the package and how it looks to the potential consumer. Like branding, people form relationships with the packaging they choose. What better way to explore this than exploring psychologist Maslow and his hierarchy of needs? This can provide a framework for considering a package's importance. The first level is the physiological desire. Does the package meet the basic needs of everyday life? Is it purpose evident? Can its benefits be easily recognized? It also contains all parts and documentation for use of product, including ingredients, recipes, etc. The need for safety. How does a package denote safety? It's more indirect than the idea of physical safety and security. In this case, it is what allows to feel the chaos of life is avoided. The sense of belonging. It connects the user with a larger community of like-minded individuals. Everyone needs to belong to a tribe. You have the Apple users tribe, the Harley-Davidson tribe. Packaging reflects the tribe you are a part of. Do you eat organic and non-GMO? Your package will reflect that. Are you a hipster, microbrew, craft brew, beer drinker? Your package shows that too. Appealing to the esteem. It delivers confidence and achievement of the brand. It makes you feel good for the choice you have made. And then the final category, self-actualization. It turns benefits into emotional rewards. People are loyal to their shampoo and feel superior to other shampoos, for instance. Like in the being part of a tribe, this type of packaging shows how you see yourself. We primarily use packaging to protect, contain, and identify products and materials from point A to point B. Sometimes that's it. But there are often other objectives behind why a product gets a package. It's marketing objectives for a competitive advantage, protect a product until it's consumed, to keep it at a certain temperature, and to protect it from theft. We package so many reasons, with most objectives prioritized based on the contents and the intended audience or consumer. In the competitive marketplace, the package design must attract, create interest, and affect a consumer's purchasing decision. The goal is to differentiate your product as a unique brand. The objects enclosed in the package may require protection from, among other things, mechanical shock, vibration, electrostatic discharge, compression, temperature, etc. This all goes into you brainstorming of your package type. The purpose of packaging is to contain. Small objects are typically grouped together in one package for reasons of efficiency. For instance, a single box of 1,000 pencils requires less physical handling than 1,000 single pencils. Liquids, powders, and granular materials need containment. Its purpose is also to transport information. Packages and labels communicate how to use, transport, recycle, or dispose of the product or package. With pharmaceuticals, food, medical, and chemical products, some types of information are required by government. Some packages and labels are also used to track and trace purposes. The packaging and labels can be used by marketers to encourage potential buyers to purchase the product. Marketing communications and design are applied to the surface of the package and in many cases the point of sale display. Packages can have features that add convenience in distribution, handling, stacking, display, opening or reopening, and using dispensing. A single serving or single dosage packaging has a precise amount of contents to control usage. Bulk commodities, such as salt, can be divided into packages that are more suitable size for individual households. What is the first thing you see when you glance at a product on a shelf? What does the package say about the product inside? Depending on the category of the particular product, there can be many elements that help the consumer quickly identify it. Shape, color, type, materials, and other many aspects of packaging can hold identification conventions that are essential to the category. Knowing this and why they exist gives you permission to bend the rules. Permission is the key. Bending the rules for the fun of it is irresponsible design. What about boxed wine? Some old rules need not apply. Placing wine in a special box package or creating single servings makes it interesting for a new audience. Here's the thing though. If you are successful when you play with the identities you've established new packaging rules, if not, then you've wasted a big investment. When the functionality of the packaging reaches or exceeds that of the product it contains, then it really is an integral part of the product itself. Understanding good design also means understanding bad design. You know the moment you try to pick up a large package without handles or something cumbersome that wasn't very well thought out. This is called dysfunction. Now we need to educate ourselves as to what is great design and exceptional functionality. Great functional design naturally becomes part of our life as it was meant to be there all along. Sell a big ticket item like a car, a boat, and you finish your transaction with a handshake. But when you're buying cereal or a computer accessory, the only personal interaction you get is the packaging. That's why it's so important to deliver the personality and the character of the brand the moment someone picks it up. You never really know a person until you interact with them. Consider your brand as an actual person, and the process of someone picking you up and reading, looking, investigating you is the interaction. Who is this person that needs to appeal to tens of millions of real people? People can sense a shady character in humans as well as shady packaging. If the packaging is inconsistent with a brand, they will know. They may not know why they don't trust the product, but the damage is done. A brand touch point is all of the various ways that a brand interacts with and makes an impression. It's a way to highlight the needs of a certain product, addressing obstacles for a sale to be made. Let's say a shopper wants to purchase some nail polish. What are some of the touch points? The first one, what are the customer's needs, wants? Maybe it's to match an outfit, fit the season, or to make a statement. And then touch point number 2, what type of nail polish? Glossy, metallic, jewel tone? Number 3, it's a differentiation point. How long does it take to dry? 30 seconds, 1 minute, 3 minutes? And the last touch point, how much does it cost? Expensive? Is it reasonable? Cheap? This all plays a role into how people view the product inside. In packaging design of consumer goods, color trend awareness is an important factor in ensuring a package's design color is current. The application and coordination of colors within a brand or product line must meet specific marketing objectives. An understanding of the basic science of color, color theory, human perception of color, and consumer behavior should guide color choice. Consumers are more likely to notice color before any other feature. Color is the most influential aspects of packaging design. Color distinguishes a product's personality, draws attention, and enables it to stand out in a busy retail environment. Over the years, color and packaging design start to define product categories. Health and beauty categories use soft colors like pinks, purples, cool blues, greens, and natural shades of tan, gray, and cream. The pasta aisle in the supermarket has been dominated by blue boxes and red labels. Cereal boxes use primary colors to grab the attention of young shoppers. Color connotations are both product and category specific. An understanding of color associations is an important factor in the design process. 1 and 2 color package design commonly has budgetary constraints limiting the number of hues that can be used and requires a great use of creativity. Most often when working with this limitation, symbolism plays a larger role. It's also a marketing strategy for high-end products which allows them a wonderful visual separation from other products in their category. The job of drawing attention to the packaging design has been aided by developments in e-technologies. The use of neon colors, holographic overlays, and other innovative printing techniques are additions to color as an attention grabber. Type is a fertile area for making horrific mistakes on a package. For example, you would never use script typeface on something that needs to be read a few feet away, as it makes its legibility difficult. Then just as every other aspect of design, or possibly even more, you really want to keep your typeface usage to a minimum. Fortunately, there are regulations for how the ingredients and nutritional facts are set. Create typographic hierarchy. The organization of the visual information helps the reader know at a glance what to get from the package design. Typographic elements are listed in the order of importance. The use of color, size, weight, contrast, and alignment help create visual hierarchy. Choose to contrast. Typographic contrast, light versus bold, italic versus Roman, serif versus non-serif or sans serif, allows the designer to organize information and add interest to the layout. Experimenting with type styles, characters, letter forms, kerning, and layout is an important part of the design process. Whether it's photography, illustration, or graphic, the image needs to deliver a message and help to tell the brand's story. The imagery needs to work well, emotionally and rationally, with all elements of the packaging to make a cohesive statement about the brand. It can be used to show the product. It can be used to depict the target customer. It can be used to set the mood. It can be used to appeal to the appetite. And basic design elements such as line, shape, color, texture, and type provide endless design possibilities. Graphic devices can aid in the organization of visual information on a package. Graphic elements can be used to lead the consumer through the package design by visually directing the eye to read the hierarchy of information. Each face of the package offers great opportunities for design because the consumer must commit to the package by holding it in order to spend time looking at the other panels. So now that you've got them there, you've got to keep them connected. If the front of the package works to entice the customer to pick it up, the rest of the package needs to get it into the cart. 6 sides, 1 personality. Think of your package as the salesperson. When the consumer turns your package over to one side, the consistency and personality should be there, literally and visually. The front must do its best to set the first sale. The other parts of the package must offer a look inside the brand. The consumer needs to sense the brand from how the information is laid out from panel to panel. This is an example of the primary display panel, or the panel that faces the consumer on the shelf. A successful primary design panel communicates the brand strategy effectively. It illustrates product information clearly. It emphasizes information by hierarchy and is easy to read. It suggests the function, usage, and purpose visually. It differentiates the product from the competition and distinguishes the product on the shelf. The common graphic elements for the package include color bars for product variety, color, scent, flavor, etc. It communicates new product benefits or price, arrows and shapes to direct the eye or contain text, and texture as a background for aesthetics or to support photos, illustrations, and symbols. Symbols and icons can be simple graphic diagrams or elaborate layouts. The choice and design of symbols for packaging design must be thoroughly researched and tested to ensure they communicate what is intended. The story must continue. Now that the shopper has picked up the package, how does the story continue? Do the features, benefits, and emotional rewards come to life? Does it give emotional and rational reasons to make the purchase? Regulations keep honest brands honest and keep dishonest brands on the run. Regulations are inherently not fun, but always necessary. Standards and guidelines keep this part of a package design consistent across many product categories. Infusing a bit of brand personality requires a delicate touch. Barcode systems are nearly ubiquitous in nature, but with a bit of creativity and patience, the brand personality can be reflected in this part of the package as well. This is a sample of a packaging template for a simple box shape. Solid lines represent score lines, or the cut lines for the die, where it trims, and the dashed lines represent where it folds. Here's an example of a packaging design within a template. Notice how elements can be rotated according to how the template folds. Everything outside the red lines is the bleed, which still needs to be 1/8 of an inch. The marks at the corner are called crop marks. Let's walk through the creation of a package. When it's done, the design looks simple, but there's much more to go into it. We have the process recorded.
if you doubt the importance of color in city life, you never lived in São Paulo. 18 million people and gray, gray, gray. Some residents even call it Cidade Cinza, the gray city. It wasn't always this way. São Paulo was once home to many of the best street artists, and a world-renowned street art scene thrived. Then a new law changed everything. The city began to remove advertising and cover all graffiti. So while works from São Paulo artists were being celebrated at the Tate London, their murals were being erased at home. After 9 years of this law, its effects were clear. São Paulo became a sea of gray, and for the 18 million residents, the only thing worse was the feeling they could do nothing about it. As an urban brand, Converse knew it had to do something. We wanted to solve this problem together with both the artists and the people, and we wanted to do it in a positive, constructive way. We realized a simple yet powerful truth. There are 18 million pieces of gray that the city doesn't own. People's shadows. So we went around São Paulo with some of the best artists in the world and asked people to donate their shadows for the cause. Converse presents Donate Your Shadow. Artists captured this unique donation and spent hours crafting each piece of gray into world-class street art. More than 100 pieces, expertly painted and professionally curated, turned São Paulo into an unexpected art gallery. The shadow donors signed their names alongside the artists, commemorating their personal involvement, making the fight against the gray their fight too. Immediately, others joined in. Over 30,000 people in person, with hundreds more donating shadows over social media from all around the world. As a brand, we believe being part of people's lives also means being part of their struggles. A meaningful way to do that in São Paulo was to fight against the gray alongside them. Often, protests make cities uglier, but if the whole point of this debate was to make the city nicer, it was key to elevate the former protest into something beautiful.
Solta o brand e vem com a gente.